Hello, this week we're going to be looking at public policy again, but instead of looking at policy that affects people, we're going to be looking at policy that affects resources. One of the biggest resources that we think about, or we don't think about, but we use on a daily basis is energy. Every time we plug something in, every time we start a car, every time we drive someplace and have to stop at a traffic light, all of these things have to do with energy. But most of us don't think about where that energy comes from. In a state that's as large as Texas, we use a lot of energy. And with discussions about climate change coming to the forefront, the different implications of different types of energy usage are becoming more and more common to discuss. So in this particular micro lecture, we're going to talk about 4 different types of energy and the benefits and disadvantages of each. So first of all, we're going to talk about coal. Coal is one of the most common types of energy. It is abundant in the US. It doesn't explode, which is good, and it's relatively inexpensive. While these are all good qualities, there are some disadvantages to coal too. So coal is dangerous to mine underground, and it's environmentally destructive to strip mine. It's also highly polluting, and it produces immense amounts of greenhouse gases. So coal may be cheap, but it's harmful to the environment. Another type of energy is hydropower, or power that's generated by water. It's cheap and it has no pollution. There are some problems with hydropower though. It's not available everywhere, which means not everyone would be able to get power. If you don't live near maybe a major river or a major body of water, you wouldn't be able to get hydropower. It also cannot be used to power individual transportation like your car. They keep improving cars, but they have yet to come up with one that runs on water. Finally, when dams are created, it blocks migrating fish and damages ecosystems, and that's one of the major downfalls of hydropower as well. A third type of power is natural gas. You most likely have experience with natural gas when you put gas in your car. It's abundant in the US, especially in Texas. It pollutes less than coal, and we already use it in our transportation infrastructure. Most cars that are on the road today run on gasoline. There are some downsides to it though. It's highly explosive. It produces greenhouse gases, and prices are volatile. It goes up and down. If you think about when you put gas in the car, sometimes gas is cheap, sometimes it's expensive, right? And if we use that on a widespread scale, we would be much more subject to those volatile price changes. Finally, we could use nuclear energy. It's abundant in the US, it does not produce greenhouse gases, and it does not produce air or water pollution. There are some negative sides to nuclear energy. It's very dangerous to produce, and there's a problem with the disposal of dangerous radioactive wastes. Also, it produces the thermal pollution of cooling water, and it cannot be used to power individual transportation. So given these four sources, what type of power should Texas embrace in the future? Should it stick with gas? Should it go with coal? Should it use hydropower? Or should it embrace nuclear energy? Questions to consider when you're thinking about energy: is it more important for energy to be cheap? Is it more important for energy to be environmentally friendly? Is it more important for energy to be widely available? Or is the most important thing something else that I haven't listed here? So as you read through the materials this week, think about what the future of energy might look like, and what the important factors are for you in terms of the value of each type of energy. Have a great week and email me with any questions.